Welcome back, everybody, to the 1987 Supermod. I'm your host, Brad Drake, and this is my AWA Save. Today, the AWA is doing television tapings, and we are back home in Minneapolis, and we are running out of the Minnesota Sports Pavilion. So let's take a look. I clicked on the wrong thing there, sorry. Let's take a look at our absent workers. It's nothing but the usuals. Mr. Saito is actually here. I'm just not sure if we have him plugged in or not. So let's take a look at the talent that will be featured for this edition of Championship Wrestling and All-Star Wrestling. Chavo Guerrero is going to be on, the Texas Hangmen. Nelson Royal, Ron Simmons, Mr. Saito, Jerry Lawler, the Midnight Express, and Bob Backlund will all be in action. And on the recordings for All-Star Wrestling, Wendy Richter, Dukes and Jammer, Pat Tanaka, DJ Peterson, Jerry Blackwell, Greg Wojciechowski, Greg Gagne, and in our main event, Oliver and Summers are going to face the Midnight Rockers. And I would like to reiterate that the main event for Championship Wrestling will be the Iron Sheik versus Bob Backlund. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get to booking. All right, Luca versus Guerrero here in the opener. And it's rare that we see Chavo or Hector in singles matches. But we are going to see him in one here. And as I've stated before, I just think the world of the Guerrero brothers. And boy, were they really talented. They were really something special in the ring. All right, that one's booked up. Next, we have our tag match of Nacho Berrera, who's a fan of this channel, and Tom Fuller versus the Texas Hangmen. And of course, we have to look it up because it doesn't show up in order to do our enhancement. So we have Berrera and Fuller versus the Texas Hangmen. Here we go. Nacho Berrera. Nacho Berrera lost a lot of matches for the AWA over the years. And here in 1988, he's still doing his thing. And when you're good at that thing, you keep doing that thing. So Nacho Berrera is going to keep losing for us and helping to enhance our other wrestlers here. All right, the Texas Hangman, of course, managed by Dastardly Don Carson, will get the win here on television. Next, we have Mickey Shannon battling light heavyweight champion of the world, Nelson Royal. And there it is, Shannon versus Royal. And of course, Mickey Shannon is the one whose picture vanished a couple weeks ago. And I had to go through and load everything all over again. It was a very strange occurrence, and I can't quite figure out why it happened. The only thing I can explain is that my computer, the OneDrive got full. And it was almost like saving on two different drives on my computer. There were like two different desktops. It's caused me all sorts of issues, actually. It's the only thing I can come up with, but it still doesn't make any sense because that file was already long saved. So I don't know. I don't have an explanation. It just did not make a whole lot of sense. So, of course, Nelson Royal is going to get the win here in this enhancement match, and he's going to retain that World Light Heavyweight title. And next, we have Terry Gibbs versus Ron Simmons, who is on fire here in the AWA. He has a red-hot feud going with Colonel De Beers, and I always liked Ron Simmons. I always thought he was a really good power wrestler and a really good athlete, and he fits us well here in 1988 AWA. He's got the football background, the amateur athletic background, and as I've said before, you could only imagine in real life had the Gagnes gotten a hold of him when his career first started, because they knew how to build wrestlers. All right, Ellis versus Saito is next. People can trash talk the Gagnes all they want. The Gagnes knew how to build pro wrestlers with fundamentals, conditioning, and everything. So you could only imagine how good Ron Simmons would have been under the tutelage of Vern Gagne and Greg Gagne, because Greg Gagne was also very good. So here is Mr. Saito, finally back from Japan. And Saito, of course, is going to get the win, and you know he's going to use that prison lock. All right, up next here, we have a Jerry Lawler promo. And we've kind of learned some lessons here. We are going to base him on entertainment. So here is Jerry Lawler. There's Larry Nelson. And of course, Jerry Lawler is going to be talking about Bobby Duncum. So here's Jerry Lawler, and he is based on entertainment. Nelson's not based on anything, and Duncum is off screen. And I'd like to say that we're going to get a big score here with Jerry Lawler, but I just never know with TEW. It all depends what kind of mood TEW is in that day. All right, we have Burton, Tom Burton, who's going to face Jerry Lawler here. And of course, Lawler is going to win this enhancement match and continue his terror through the AWA. Jerry Lawler is doing a good job for us as a babyface. And Lawler gets the win against the man that looks like a 55-year-old trucker. That's a mullet, though. You see that? And it's potential skullet, too. He's got it flowing in the background there. You can see it. And then you can see it's kind of bald up top. So I think Burton's got some mullitude going. And I think it's important that we point out that he's got a skullet going. All right, Lawler with the win. Rolling light right along here. The Iron Sheik is going to do a promo here. And we are going to base the Sheik off of, I think we've based him off of charisma before, and it worked out well. So we're going to try that again here. There's Larry Nelson. And of course, he's going to be talking about Sergeant Slaughter. And Sergeant Slaughter is going to be off screen. So this one is booked up and ready to roll here. And next, we have Bunboy Barton and John Rizzo versus the Midnight Express. I think Barton is still injured. No, I think he's back. And of course, we got to get this set up right. And there it is. There's the enhancement match. Perfect. There's Bunboy, the dumbest gimmick in the history of gimmicks. And his partner, of course, is John Rizzo. And they're wrestling the Midnight Express here. Yeah. Dang it. Barton is still injured. Why didn't I fix that? Oh, and I got the weird thing now where I can't go down to enhancement talent without doing that. So we'll just fix this on the fly here. No big deal. We'll exclude already booked, and we'll replace him with Frank Reese. So Reese and Rizzo. And of course, we're gonna have Randy Rose go over here. Usually give him the win on TV. There we go, 3-minute enhancement match. Very nice. Next, we have Bob Backlund cutting a promo here. And let's try Bob Backlund on entertainment and see how that works. Of course, he's being interviewed by Larry Nelson here. And Backlund is talking badly about Dick Slater. There's Dick Slater off screen. And that one's ready. We're going to give the full 6 minutes to Lawler here. And that should make a difference. And Iron Sheik versus Backlund in the main event here. Of course, another repeat of their championship match from 1984. Actually, I think it was December 83 when the Iron Sheik defeated Bob Backlund for the World Heavyweight title. Notice how I didn't say world title. Ooh. It's the World Heavyweight title. All right, this one, of course, is going to go to a draw. You know what? This one's going to go to a DQ. It's going to go to a DQ. Bob Backlund is going to win by DQ, and it's going to be the outside interference, and that's because Dick Slater is going to run in and attack Bob Backlund. Bam! Thing of beauty right there. So we can make the Backlund promo 6 minutes. That maxes us out to 65. Let's see how we do. I think we have a solid card here, but we just never know with TEW. Nice opening score here. Chavo Guerrero wins with the Gory Special. We get a 69 overall. Very nice. And of course, we drop all the way down to a 29 with red text of doom here. And hey, they just got to keep working. They're going to keep getting better. All right, Nelson Royal. Make sure to submit Mickey Nelson here, and he gets the victory with number 51 defense of his title. Very nice. Of course, he's got a big match coming up at Super Sunday against a former champion in Steve Regal. All right, Ron Simmons gets us a 61 here. He wins with that scoop power slam over Terry Gibbs. Very nice enhancement match. It even says it right there. Well executed squash. All right. Moving right along here, Mr. Saito takes the win over Terry Ellis with that prison lock, and Saito gets injured. What is with all the injuries here? And of course, it's a week out from Super Sunday. Whoa! 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 That is our biggest score of all time. No, didn't we have 100 one time? 98. Jerry Lawler hits a 98 for his promo. Wow. Huge. Huge. That's just terrific. Excellent. All right, moving right along. Scores a 70 in his squash match. Very good. And next we have Iron Sheik that gets a craptastic 55, which makes me worry about what Bob Backlund's going to score, which makes me worry about what our overall score is going to do. And the Midnight Express score a 53 here in their enhancement match. Bob Backlund gets a 67. Not the end of the world. Could be a lot better, but you just never know with TEW. It does whatever it wants to do. And we get an 88 for their match, though, is huge on TV. That is huge. So here we go. This sets up the finishing match for Slater and Backlund at Super Sunday. And it also gets some potential heat with the Iron Sheik in there. And it scores us a big main event score, which should help us with popularity across the board. And it does. Get an 82 overall, 26 popularity. 82 overall, a popularity increase across 26 regions. Big stuff here, folks. Very big stuff. Now we are on to booking All-Star Wrestling. So let's go ahead and make the switch over here. And remember, I always change the highlight because with my luck, I'll forget to do it and mess it up. And here we go in the opener, Susan Starr versus Wendy Richter. And of course, they're also going to go 3 minutes. Wendy Richter, of course, has been chasing Sherry Martel for that World Women's title. There's Susan Starr right there, and there is Wendy Richter. And Wendy Richter, of course, gets the win in this enhancement match. Very nice. And next, we have Mikey Jones and Julio Rodriguez versus Dukes and Jammer. Jones and Rodriguez. Doesn't that sound like it should be a 1970s group? Although Dukes and Jammer might be right up there with it. There we go. Here's Mikey Jones. There is Julio Rodriguez, who has not won a match yet in the AWA, and that's just fine. And here's Dukes and Jammer. And we are going to have Derek Dukes go over. And that one is now booked. All right, Sean Baxter, the king of the crazy hair. And he is going to be facing Pat Tanaka, who's still working singles because his partner is still on the shelf. There's Sean Baxter. And there is Pat Tanaka. Pat Tanaka, once again, a terrific wrestler, like a cat on his feet. I saw a video of him not too long ago. He's in his late 50s, and the guy can still move. All right, Tom Bennett versus DJ Peterson up next. And most of you know that even though it still is an A show, I treat All-Star Wrestling as a bit of a B show, as not our top tier show. This is the show that's in syndication as compared to Championship Wrestling, which is featured on ESPN and a major network in Canada. So we have Tom Bennett. And there is DJ Peterson. Peterson, who I have very high hopes for, is of course going to go over here. Peterson had a great mustache. Although Tom Bennett's is pretty respectable in that picture too. All right, Tom Stone is facing Jerry Blackwell. Tom Stone, another legendary AWA enhancement talent. Counted a lot of lights. Lost for a lot of really good wrestlers. He's got a couple shoot interviews out there these days. You should check them out. They're pretty entertaining. And there is Jerry Blackwell with white hot momentum. If you remember, at one point he did not, but we have him back built up. We got a spot show coming up, or has happened already. Heck, I don't remember. Where he's going to tag with Tom Zenk. So we'll see how that goes. Here we go with a Curt Hennig promo. And we're going to rate Curt Hennig also on entertainment. We're going to see how that goes. So there is Curt Hennig. There is Eric Bischoff. And, of course, he's going to be talking about Scott Hall, so we're going to put Scott Hall in there. And Scott Hall, of course, is off screen. And Curt Hennig is based on entertainment. Again, this is TEW. I don't know how it's going to go because they just do whatever they want to do. All right, Bobby Walker is facing Greg Wojciechowski. And this is not going to go well for Walker. This might be Bobby Walker's first match with us. Picked him up off of released enhancement talents, and might pick up a few more guys too. But we're pretty healthy on the number of enhancement talents right now. So Greg Wojciechowski continues his winning ways, and he is going to beat Bobby Walker definitively here. All right, Greg Gagne is going to cut a promo here. And this could go either way. We just never know. And we're going to base him also on entertainment and see how it goes. There's Gagne. There's Eric Bischoff, who's doing the interview. And he's not formally in a feud, so he has nobody to talk about. That's okay. All right, Greg Gagne has got his promo next. Gagne is going to defend the title against Tom Burton, who also wrestled in our last show, but that's okay. That's how it goes. Remember, it's just enhancement talents. Nobody's going to be too concerned about this. Okay, there's Tom Burton. And there is Greg Gagne, the reigning and defending World Television Champion. And he is defending. Every batch of TV tapings, he's on there at least once. He's also defending the title on the circuit. He's a working champion. All right, we had some great success with the Midnight Rockers with a previous promo, so we're going to continue and try that again. We may have found the proper formula for them. Here is Marty Jannetty. There's Shawn Michaels. Of course, they're being interviewed by Eric Bischoff. And they are going to be talking about Rip Oliver and Doug Summers. Summers and Oliver are off screen, and Jannetty and Michaels are going to be based on entertainment. We had a really nice success with that, so we'll see what happens. And our main event, of course, is Oliver and Summers versus the Midnight Rockers on TV. Should be able to go 18 minutes here. And there's Oliver and Summers. And there's the Midnight Rockers, the World Tag Team Champions. And of course, Marty Jannetty is slightly injured, so this will affect our overall score. But we should do just fine. Okay, so we're showing this because this is building up interest into our Super Sunday Super card that's coming up. So you got to be careful with how this finish goes down. So it's going to be a draw, and we're going to do a double disqualification. And we're also going to make this an epic because it's 18 minutes and all of them can go 18. Yes, the World Tag title is on the line. And there it is. We're all set. So that's a solid main event. It's a pretty solid card here for All-Star Wrestling. And we should get the results that we're looking for based on this booking. But then again, like we've said before, it's TEW. You just never know what you're going to get. All right, Starr versus Richter. No red text of doom at a 53 overall. Very nice for a women's match. And that's because Wendy Richter is over. There's a lot of red text of doom here. And oh man, look at Mikey Jones. He's one ugly cuss. And Jones and Rodriguez take the fall to Dukes and Jammer. And Dukes and Jammer continue to rise in popularity. I hope. All right, Pat Tanaka gets the win with a rolling kick over the King of the Wild Hairs, Sean Baxter. More red text of doom action. All right, DJ Peterson breaks the trend of red text of doom, except just a little bit here, and gets a 48 overall as he squashes Tom Bennett. And there it is, segment bonus for a well-executed squash. I'll take it. Jerry Blackwell gets a 62 against Tom Stone. Very nice. Look at that. The performance of Jerry Blackwell stood out as being good. Well-executed squash in there. Very nice. I'm excited. Whoa! Here we go again, folks. I think we have cracked this one wide open and figured out how to use certain wrestlers, and entertainment works for Curt Hennig. 93 for this promo. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I am very happy with that result. Followed up by a 64 from Wojciechowski. Very nice. Wojciechowski got a 79 there on his own. He's coming along very nicely. All right, and we get a craptastic promo rating here of a 60 for Greg Gagne. We'll have to reconsider doing that again in the future. But we get a 60 for his match, which isn't the end of the world. And let's see, this is the one that's going to be interesting. Can the Midnight Rockers score us in the 80s in a promo? They get a 79. I'll take it. I'll take it. I think it should be better than that, but I'll take it. Last time they got a higher rating. And let's see what this main event does. It should do well, except for the Jannetty injury. We get an 83 for the main event. Very nice. Very nice. Double DQ finish. Look at all that green. And green means gold. All right. Terrific. We should get gains across the board here again. And we do. All 9 regions, we get a gain. Very nice. We're going to go ahead and finish this show up. It's going to take us back to the main screen. And of course, what are we starting off with again? Last time it switched on us, so we're going back to starting off on Championship Wrestling again for our next show. And I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in. Tomorrow we'll be back in action with part 2 of the television tapings, and Andy Austin is going to make her debut as enhancement talent for us. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. We're going to see you tomorrow. We'll be back with more television tapings. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share this video with your friends. Do you want to talk about the Supermod? Do you want to talk about your save? Great. Go to facebook.com/groups/1987 Supermod and join us in conversation over there about the mod and all its glorious details. Last but not least, if you would like version 7.0, remember I'm playing 6.0, so you're going to get a better version. If you would like version 7.0, go to braddrake.net, drop me a line, and I'll be more than happy to send you a link where you can download the picture pack and the database. So long for now.